Tonight on SRU Nightly News, it's official. Nancy Pelosi will be passing the gavel to Kevin McCarthy as the Republicans take the House.
Next, the search for the next SRU president continues. We have the information you need to meet the candidates after Thanksgiving break.
Also, Slippery Rock School District bridges the gap between their students and the community by honoring our local veterans.
You can expect all this and more on SRU Nightly News.
Good evening and welcome to SRU Nightly News. I'm Brandon Pierce.
And I'm Nia Moore-Harris. We start the program this evening with news of the 2022 election. The Republican Party has gained control of the House, reaching the 218 votes needed to secure the victory.
Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, who has been the House Majority Leader for nearly 2 decades, will pass the gavel to Kevin McCarthy, who had previously held the position of House Minority Leader.
James Comer, who is the top Republican of the House Oversight Committee, announced at a press conference this morning that the committee will be focusing on an investigation into President Biden, saying, "The president's participation in enriching his family is a war abuse of the highest order. Rooting out waste, fraud, and abuse will be the primary goal of the Republican House Oversight Committee. We'll keep you up to date as more information comes in." Despite the losses of Trump-backed candidates in key Senate races of competitive House elections during the midterms, former President Donald Trump announced on Tuesday evening that he'll be running again in the 2024 presidential election. This announcement comes amid the ongoing legal troubles after classified documents we found in his Mar-a-Lago home during a raid by the DOJ. President Trump referred the raid in his speech, and he said we was unfairly targeted.
And to get Trump and other things, including the raid of a very beautiful house that sits right here. The raid of Mar-a-Lago, think of it. And I say, why didn't you raid Bush's place? Why didn't you raid Clinton? 32,000 emails. Why didn't you raid Clinton's place? Why didn't you do Obama, who took a lot of things with him? We will dismantle the deep state and restore government by the people.
Trump, who tried to overturn the 2020 election and refused to concede to President Joe Biden, and who also inspired a deadly riot at the Capitol, may find himself running against President Joe Biden once again. According to the Washington Post, Biden intends to run for re-election in 2024.
Republican candidate for governor of Pennsylvania, Doug Mastriano, conceded defeat to Democratic Josh Shapiro on Monday. Mastriano issued a statement saying that, "It's difficult to accept as the results are, there is no right course to be conceded, which I did, and I look to the challenges ahead. Josh Shapiro will be the next governor, and I ask everyone to give him the opportunity to lead and pray that he leads well."
Despite pre-election projections, Democrats will go into the next Congress in control of this Senate. The Senate race was expected to be close, and historical trends show that results don't turn out so well for the party in power. This made the fact that the Democrats came out on top a bit of a surprise.
Democratic candidates won the pivotal races over the weekend. Mark Kelly won in Arizona and Catherine Cortez Masto won in Nevada. Results of the exit polls showed that abortion rights were a huge motivator for voters, not only for Democrats but also for independents and moderate Republicans. In Pennsylvania specifically, abortion rights were the top issue for voters. Exit polls also shows inflation to be the top issue for voters across the country. According to the polls, voters trust the Republicans more on the issue than Democrats by a wide margin. Biden's student loan forgiveness plan has been blocked by a second federal court, this time from Fort Worth, Texas. District Court Judge Mark Pittman, appointed under the Trump administration, ruled the program ensured Congress power to make laws. The Biden administration immediately filed an appeal. In this country, we are not ruled by an all-powerful executive with a pen and phone. Instead, we are ruled by a constitution that provides for free, distinct, and independent branches of government. The fate of the plan, which would cancel $20,000 in student loan debt for Pell Grant recipients or $10,000 in student loan debt for Americans making less than $125 or household making less than $250,000 income, will likely end up the Supreme Court.
The search for the next president of Slippery Rock University continues with on-campus interviews after Thanksgiving break. The search committee narrowed the candidate pool to 4 candidates who will each complete a 2-day visit to the campus. Students should mark their calendars for November 29th, November 30th, December 1st, and December 2nd. These are the dates that the open forums and student forums will take place. Open public forums will be held from 3:10 to 4:30 p.m. on those dates, and the student forums will take place from 5 to 6 p.m. Additional details about the candidates will be announced prior to the on-campus interviews.
Some devastating news from the University of Virginia this week, where 3 students were found shot and 2 other students were injured. The shooting took place on a charter bus after returning from a field trip to Washington, D.C. on Sunday night. Authorities say that UVA football player Devin Chandler, Lavelle Davis, and Deshaun Perry were killed during the shooting. Of the 2 students surviving, 1 is in critical condition. UVA Police Chief Tim Longo revealed on Monday that 23-year-old Christopher Darnell Jones Jr. was arrested and charged with 3 counts of second-degree murder in connection to the shootings. Jones was denied bail during his first court appearance on Wednesday in Charlottesville. Jones is a former member of the UVA football team. According to UVA Police, Jones was investigated by the Police of Student Affairs in September after a non-student report that Jones commented on having a gun. Jones' motive for the shooting is still being investigated. Vice President Kamala Harris spoke to the press on Monday and described the incident as tragic.
Yeah, it's tragic. And of course, our prayers are with the families of the victims, and it's just yet a constant reminder that we have to do better in terms of gun safety laws in our country.
GunViolenceArchive.org reports that the shooting masked the 599th mass shooting in the United States in 2022. We're going to cut to a short commercial break.
When we return, we have information what's happening with jobs at Twitter since Elon Musk purchased the platform.
Introducing Domino's new leftovers. It's the same delicious pizza you expect from Domino's, but instead of eating it all tonight, you save some for tomorrow. Sure, it's hot and melty and really delicious, but resist the temptation and you have Domino's leftovers. Domino's leftovers are delicious straight from the toaster oven. They're delicious straight from the skillet.
Who reheats cold pizza?
Right now, you can try Domino's leftovers yourself and you get 2 medium 2-topping pizzas for $6.99 each. Enjoy one tonight, love one tomorrow.
Over the course of the month, assuming control of the company, Musk has continuously laid off Twitter employees. On November 15th, Musk executives fired roughly 20 employees who had publicly and privately pushed back against Musk's businesses, tactics, and he's put in place with the company. These firings were acknowledged by Musk on Twitter and even went as far as a joke about their terminations. Many of Twitter employees who recently lost their jobs weren't even notified of their employment status change. In fact, they only discovered they've been let go when they tried logging into their work accounts. Within the last 30 days alone, Musk has let go nearly 3,750 Twitter employees.
Transgender Day of Resilience and Remembrance is observed annually on November 20th. On this day, we honor the memory of transgender individuals who have lost their lives in acts of anti-transgender violence. Black Action Society, Feminist Majority Leadership Alliance, Pride Center, Rock Out, and Transaction will be hosting a Transgender Day of Resilience and Remembrance, a candlelight vigil, on Thursday, November 17th at 5 p.m. in the Quad.
On November 14th, the SRU Gender Studies Program Office of Inclusive Excellence and First Nations Club hosted the virtual event, Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women When Silence is Oppression. The event consisted of panelists Dr. Brittany Hunt and Chelsea Lockfair, who are co-hosts of the Red Justice Project broadcast.
The Red Justice Project is a true crime podcast that focuses solely on missing and murdered Indigenous people in North America. Our mission is to bring attention to the victims of violent crime within our Native communities. These are the cases the news often won't tell you about, but these are the cases we refuse to forget.
The discussion for the panel consisted of the disproportionate rates of violence toward Indigenous women and what we can do moving forward.
Now we will take it over to Avery with our SRU sports update.
I'm Avery Kleigleng here for SRU Sports Update. Rock football faced off against Touchdown University on November 12th. They lost a score of 21-23, with a record of 9 wins and 2 losses. Coming up on Saturday, November 19th, Rock football will starting their playoff season facing a golf against Assumption University at 12 p.m. in Worcester, Massachusetts. Men's basketball faced off against Penn State for Allegheny on November. They won with a score of 105-70. Now with a record of 3 wins and 0 losses. Their next game will take place on Tuesday, November 2nd against Damon College at 10 a.m. Women's basketball faced off against Notre Dame College on November 6th. They won with a score of 76-30. Now with a record of 2 wins and 1 loss. Their next game will take place on November 19th against Kleigleng College at Pepper Pike, Ohio. That's all for your SRU Sports Update. Now let's take it back over to Naya and Brandon at the.
Thank you, Avery. This past Saturday, Rock Football, Rock Cheer, and the Marching Pride recognized their graduating seniors. At the start of the game, Slippery Rock honored 14 senior players, including some redshirt juniors who will graduate this year. At halftime, our senior cheerleaders and senior members of the marching band were announced and also recognized. In fact, our very own sports reporter, Avery Kleigleng, was one of the members of the marching band who was recognized Saturday. Congratulations, Avery.
On the topic of football, during the game, Slippery Rock was hit with a mixture of rain, sleet, and snow. See what type of weather we will be facing in the coming week when we come back.
Introducing Domino's new leftovers. It's the same delicious pizza you expect from Domino's, but instead of eating it all tonight, you save some for tomorrow. Sure, it's hot and melty and really delicious, but resist the temptation and you have Domino's leftovers. Domino's leftovers are delicious straight from the toaster oven. They're delicious straight from the skillet.
Who reheats cold pizza?
Right now, you can try Domino's leftovers yourself when you get 2 medium 2-topping pizzas for $6.99 each. Enjoy one tonight, love one tomorrow.
Welcome back. Winter commencement is just around the corner on December 10th at 11 a.m. All SRU students who plan to complete their degree requirements or have already done so are eligible to apply to graduate. It's important to note that graduation is not something that SRU students are signed up for automatically. Everyone must apply to graduate. To apply, visit the My SRU page, navigate to the Academic tab, find the graduation selection, and then select Apply for Graduation. If you missed the October 1st deadline for the winter commencement, you must complete a paper application. For additional information on applying, you can contact Academic Records at academic.records@sru.edu or by calling 724-738-2010. For guest tickets, all graduates are allowed to request up to 4 tickets. Ticket requests are due on November 28th. Have you found yourself having difficulty making friends this semester? Looking for people with similar interests? Well, SRU Boost is hosting an event where you may find the right friend or friends that are right for you. During the event, you will be offered tips and advice on communicating and connecting with others. Speed Friending, Friendsgiving Edition, will be located in the Smith Student Center Theater on November 17th from 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. Come on out and enjoy a free hot pretzel bar and chances to win free Boost merchandise.
If you enjoy movies, consider attending the SRU Movie Night for the film Where the Crawdads Sing. The film tells the story of Kyra, an abandoned girl who raised herself to childhood in the dangerous marshlands of North Carolina. The film will be shown on Saturday, November 19th at 6:30 p.m. in the Smith Student Center Theater.
I'll bring the bunch of crunch.
Yeah, you should. It'll be a fun night. On the subject of movies, Joe Picnic on The Onion and Nick Purr of The Late Show with David Letterman are visiting SRU on Friday, November 18th. The pair will take audience members on a tour of their unbelievable VHS collection as they resurrect forgotten video treasures. This comedic presentation has been featured on such shows as Jimmy Kimmel Live, The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, and America's Got Talent.
We're cutting to another commercial break, and when we return, your weather update.
Introducing Domino's new leftovers. It's the same delicious pizza you expect from Domino's, but instead of eating it all tonight, you save some for tomorrow. Sure, it's hot and melty and really delicious, but resist the temptation and you have Domino's leftovers. Domino's leftovers are delicious straight from the toaster oven. They're delicious straight from the skillet.
Who reheats cold pizza?
Right now, you can try Domino's leftovers yourself when you get 2 medium 2-topping pizzas for $6.99 each. Enjoy one tonight, love one tomorrow.
Welcome back. Last Friday, we experienced heavy rains throughout the day, allowing Slippery Rock University, aka Snow and Rain University, to live up to the name.
As the rain worsened, so did the roads, which resulted in the Kaiser and Harmony Road flooding just south of campus.
We haven't had rain this bad since August, when streets flooded so bad that our local Dollar General was flooded out.
It is important to remember that during storms like we experienced last week, the best thing to do is stay in for the night, unless absolutely necessary.
And while we're on the subject of weather, we're going to pass things over to Trevor Mann with our weekly weather report.
Trevor Mann here with your weekly 5-day weather forecast. Looks like we're heading into another look at this highs and lows. Friday, looking like that we're going to have a high of 21, with a chance of snow. Saturday, we have a high of 29 with a low of 19. Sunday, we have a high of 28 with a low of 18. Monday, right over here, we're hoping for a sunny day with an increase in temperature for a high of 38 and a low of 19. Tuesday will continue with an increase in temperature with a high of 42 and a low of 25. And Wednesday over here, we have a high of 46 and a low of 29. Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, we have a high of 52 and a low of 34. This has been your weather report for the upcoming week. Back to Naya and Brendan at the desk.
Thanks, Trevor. We have one more quick commercial break.
Introducing Domino's new leftovers. It's the same delicious pizza you expect from Domino's, but instead of eating it all tonight, you save some for tomorrow. Sure, it's hot and melty and really delicious, but resist the temptation and you have Domino's leftovers. Domino's leftovers are delicious straight from the toaster oven. They're delicious straight from the skillet.
Who reheats cold pizza?
Right now, you can try Domino's leftovers yourself when you get 2 medium 2-topping pizzas for $6.99 each. Enjoy one tonight, love one tomorrow.
Of a bridge next to Love's Truck Stop. A year ago, Dr. Robert Books and SRHS High School graduate Laura Goosen developed the idea for the dedication.
It's nice to see so much support and recognition for our veterans who have given the time for service of this country.
I agree. It is even more than well-deserved. Well, Slippery Rock, this has been your nightly news.
To stay up to date on news, be sure to check out the Online Rocket and follow their social media accounts on Facebook and Twitter. We'll see you next week.